Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So it's November 18th. Got a beautiful morning here. It was a little frosty, but the sun's out. It's going to dry things off. We're actually going to fill some grain bins. We haven't touched on this subject on the channel yet. We've got these two bins here on a farm that we farm, and we're going to actually fill these. The problem is the elevator can't keep up with all the wet corn that is coming out of the fields in the area. So the waiting lines have been 2 hours plus, and it's just slowing us way down. So this farm's actually got dry corn on it. So we're going to go ahead and put it right in the bins, and then when we have rain days, things like that, we'll actually bring the semis and we'll get it back out of the bins and take it into the elevator. And hopefully at that time, things will be slowed down for harvest and we won't have to wait in line. What we can actually do here is we'll set up an auger to fill the bins. We'll put a gravity box wagon at the auger, and then we will actually just come up out of the field with either the combines or the grain cart, and we'll dump right into the auger or right into the gravity box wagon and run it right into the bins. That way we can dump pretty quick and get back at it. So Tyler's actually inside the bin right now. He's working on cleaning it out because the door was left open on that one, so it got some pigeon poop in there. And then there's a few rust holes that we got to repair. It's kind of common on older bins. We'll just take some tar and some sheet metal and fix them up, and then we'll be ready to fill them. We'll have to run back to the shop. We'll have to grab the 4430 and our one auger that we have that's long enough to reach the top, and we'll grab a wagon. We'll get everything set up. We'll show you how it's done. So we don't normally use bins because normally the lines are not that long at the elevator, and we can drive in, drive right back out. Usually it's 15-20 minute wait, but when you're waiting 2 hours, it really takes up a large chunk of the day and really cuts our production majorly. So this will be a quick solution to the problem. So let's get started. What do you think? Can we make this bin work?
I think so.
All right, we got some rust that we got to address here. See, we got a hole here, got some holes through here. So we've got some sheet metal, we've got some self-tapping screws, and we have some tar. So we're gonna repair those. Our anchors all look really good. There's no rust issues here. These bins, when they get bad, they'll start collapsing in on themselves. All the ribs look perfectly fine. So I think this is a good bin to fill. I don't think we're gonna have any issues. We just need to fix those few little rust spots. All right, so what we're doing is we're just gonna put this sheet metal along here, just like I started. With some self-drilling sheet metal screws. And then what I'll do is I'll come back in here with some tar and I'll finish sealing along the bottom of there. You probably don't want your finger in there.
No, I hate working with gloves.
Yeah. It's a little too cold out to not have them. Yeah, we might put some in the bottom, but we also lapped these so when the bin sweep goes around, it doesn't catch them. See, if we would have lapped this the other way, it could have possibly caught that and peeled it off the wall. Right?
Right.
Yep, right. All right, I'm gonna go get the tar if you want to finish screwing. All right, so while Tyler's inside the bin screwing, I'm gonna put on the dishwashing gloves that I stole from Madison this morning out of the kitchen. And I'm gonna apply some of this tar here. If we ever put up bins, we're gonna 45 this concrete so water don't lay up along here. I'm just gonna get me a handful of tar. Normal people would use a putty knife, but I don't feel like being normal today. So I'm just going to grab it in my hand and just work it in here. Just like so. Let's seal this bin back up. Now this is standard practice on a lot of grain bins, especially older ones. Now it looks like I'm making a mess, but this will keep the water out.
You are.
The bin's talking to me. I'll have to put some, definitely have to put some layers on here. Nice thing about this stuff is you can wash it off with a little diesel fuel if you get it somewhere you don't want it. Get it worked in there real good. Nice thing is it flows nice, so it's going inside that crack, and it's going to really seal this bin up. Just got to keep it worked in there. Push it up in there. Alright, so let's keep working this in there. Get it worked all the way around, get our crack sealed up. Now, the main thing is keeping water out. This isn't going to help with structural integrity. Just keeps the water out. Alright, so I'm going to keep working this around and we'll get her sealed up. Well, our tar turned out real nice. It's sealed up. You can't see any daylight through there. That looks good. So Tyler's in the process of cutting out some more strips to fix this other bin. So we're just marking them out and then using my DeWalt tin shear to cut them out. He's gonna mark that out. We'll show you how we cut these. Pretty simple. Just gonna use that level to get him a nice line to cut on, get it straight. So the straighter you can get that, the nicer it seals against the concrete. Cuts it like butter, and you get you a nice little pigtail. So I'll show you what we're going to fix on this bin. Now, the proper way to fix these bins would be to jack them up, take this bottom ring out, get rid of it, throw it away, and then add some new rings to the bottom of it. But you'd have to find rings that would work with these old Butler bins. I don't know if a Brock ring would bolt to them or not, or another brand of bin like a GSI or something like that. I'm sure they have different rib patterns. So here's what we need to fix on this one. Got a little bit of decay around the bottom, but where the brackets are that hold it to the concrete, that all still looks really good. So they're safe to fill. They just need sealed up a little bit. All right, we'll get this one fixed up yet today. Maybe we'll work on this one tomorrow. As soon as the auger gets here, we're gonna get that set up, and we might get to picking corn here pretty soon because it's really starting to dry off and get really nice out. So maybe we'll just wait till tomorrow morning on that one. I would like to get some corn picked today. We'll see what happens. Okay, another thing we need to make sure is that the unload auger for this bin is going to run, and that the slide door in the bottom of the bin is going to work. So right now, all the way in is actually open. We need to get that all the way out so that it closes the door, so when we fill this bin, we're not filling the auger full of grain right away. Works just like the door in a grain cart. You don't want the auger to start with a full opening of grain. So we need to pry this out. These are always a treat on grain bins. Sometimes they're stuck, sometimes they move really free. Put a pipe wrench in there and wedge it on there. And slide that right out. All right. Tyler, you want to demonstrate the auger working? You want to plug that in?
Sure.
You seem to have the magic touch with it. There we go. So we're good to go. Gates slid shut. Auger runs. We can fill this bin as soon as our tractor and auger gets here. So a real quick inspection, make sure that door is closed. I always like to look at them. These are the aeration tunnels. The fan blows through here. So once we fill it with corn, we can put some air on it to cool it off. That way it keeps it from spoiling. We are going to take a broom real quick and sweep this. And then we're ready to fill it with corn. The spreader works up there, so as the grain comes in from the auger, it'll spread it around evenly and make an even pile in here, so it's not filling one side or the other quicker. That all runs, so we're good to go. Well, here comes Dad with the auger and the 4430. Tyler's in there doing some sweeping. So we're gonna get this auger set up. Probably set it out straight out here somewhere. I think it'll work best. Might be a little bit big for an auger tractor, but it'll work. All right, now I get to do some cranking to crank that auger to get it up that high to go in there. Well, a little more cranking on the winch and we'll have it. We've all been taking turns cranking. Takes a lot of cranking to get it up that high. Alright, Dad's gonna back the tractor up some. Gotta do a quick PTO swap here in the 4430 since this auger is only 540 and the tractor's set up for 1,000 right now. Go ahead and get our, well, I can't see it, snap ring out here. Oh, there it is. Couldn't see it. Pull that out of there. Oh, darn pliers. I'll stay grabbed on it. There it is.
You guys eat?
Not yet.
Huh?
Not yet. This one over here.
I only put 4 gallon oil in the tractor.
Did you?
I don't.
Alright, so we're going to get started, put some corn in this bin. I'll show you what it looks like in there before I put all the doors in. I got to put the doors in. Alright, I gotta shut all them doors. Alright, let's get started. Everything's going good at the bins. Corn's flowing. Tyler's in the grain cart. My dad's actually gonna go across the road and break in that field and stay close to the bin. Get the 2388. Let's get some corn out today. This afternoon, I should say. Took a while for that frost to burn off this morning. It was pretty heavy frost. Takes a little bit to get the grain in the bin, but I think it's still faster than waiting in line at the co-op. So I think we're just gonna stay going this route. What we might do, we'll see what happens, is when Monday comes back around and they're taking grain again because they'll be caught up, their dryer will be caught up, maybe we'll send some loads to the elevator, and if the truck's gone and we need to dump, maybe we'll put it in a bin. We'll see what happens. We've got these 2 bins and one other one that we can fill. The other one that we can fill, that's a good size one. I think that's like a 48,000 bushel bin or 40,000. I'll have to ask cousin Matt. He rented it and didn't end up using it, so he said that we could rent it. We'll see what happens. It'd be nice to have some in storage and then catch that later season price on it, or after the first of year price. We need to put up some bins. You know, I've fought it and fought the concept for a long time. My thoughts were that, you know, we'd get done with harvest, not have anything in bins to deal with, not have to worry about taking it out in the winter time and getting trucks in and out around bins and getting stuck in the snow. My thoughts were, you know, we haul it all in, we get rid of it, and then all winter long we concentrate on excavating and not even think about taking grain out of bins and hauling it in. Because when I'm sitting in a truck, that takes me out of an excavator cab for the dozer or the feller butcher. So that was always my thoughts on it, but it's starting to look like it might be a good idea to have some storage on the farm. Just for the simple fact situations like this. You know, the grain elevator isn't even open this weekend. They actually took the whole weekend off to let the dryer catch up. So, you know, if we didn't have any bins at all, we would fill 3 semis, and that would be it. But now that we have these 2 bins to fill, we can stay busy all weekend, and then some. we won't fill that bin today. There's no way. But if I put a bin site, I'm gonna have a drive over pit so we can dump in with the hopper bottoms. Probably something permanent. I'm gonna build everything above ground. I don't really want a pit in the ground, so I'm gonna build up a ramp on each side of it. I got a way to move dirt, that's no problem. And then we'll put the pit, you know, so that it's above ground and not down in where it could get wet. And if we put up a grain leg or a grain elevator, as they're also called, we'll put that above ground. Won't have any of that down in a pit. I've got this vision in my head of a grain setup that I want to build. Kind of want all my bins in line. I don't really want them sitting in a circle. I kind of want them all lined up. Maybe even have one cross auger that every bin will empty into, and then one unload auger at the end. So you just go along, you open or start whatever bin you want to empty out, it goes into that auger or drag conveyor, takes it to the end and puts it on the truck. I don't really want to deal with rolling augers around to individual bins. We've got the fabricating skills to build all the stuff. Got to do it. Biggest thing is, got the ability to do all the dirt work for it. Got the ability to pour all the concrete. It'd be nice to find an existing system somewhere and just tear it down and move it, which is very possible. Gathered up here, take it up, put it in the bin. That's not snow, by the way. That's just dust. Camera lens is a little dusty. No, there's just that much dust in the air. We're down to our last hopper of the evening. We're gonna call it quits for the day after this one. Finish breaking this little backfield in here. This is across the road from the bin site. Dad's been working on the big field. I said, well, I'll run back there and break in that little field. Pick off what I can yet this evening. This gets pretty low back here, but so far so good. Haven't had any issues. I gotta figure out what the deal is with this combine. When you go from hot to cold in this cab, like it was pretty warm today, so I was running the air conditioner. Well, as soon as that sun goes down, you know how it is, it just gets super cold super fast. It dropped tremendously in temperature outside. Well, as soon as you turn that heat on, boom, windows just go to just moisture. So I need to figure out what's going on with that, what I can do to fix it. It's kind of, just seems kind of strange to me that that happens like that. Tried to open a cab door, trying to get it to, you know, air out, dry out, running a defroster. I don't know, it's just kind of strange. It's pretty rough through here because this was pretty wet when we planted it. So there's some ruts and there's some sprayer ruts. But I gotta figure out what the deal is with the environmentals in this cab. I don't know, maybe something in the heater box is messed up, or I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. So if anybody has any experience with that, John Deere combines, let me know. We're going across. Well, yeah, there we go. We kind of went crossways across some roads, but that's all right. No big deal. Picked them just fine. We're gonna turn and get out of here. I thought that was deer, but I guess it wasn't. Neighbors still have soybeans out. Alright, I'm going to go back along the ditch and work this away. Along the ditch is pretty high ground. I mean, it's starting to dry out in here, but it should dry out a lot faster. It really shouldn't turn to moisture like that quick either. That's just strange. And I've even tried in nights past, I've tried to, as the temperature got colder out, I tried to bump the heat up a little bit in here to try to slowly bring the cab up to temperature. But that doesn't work either. I don't know. It's strange. I'm trying to find where I'm going here. Need some lights that point outwards. All these combines need that. 2388 is bad for that. You can't see where you're going ahead of you. Oh, here's where I want to go. It's like they focus too much light down on the head and not enough so you see just driving around. So it definitely has sped things up, being able to put the corn right in a bin right here on site. It may seem like it takes a while to get it in there, but it's relatively quick compared to hauling it and waiting 2 hours in line. I got some pretty cool drone shots today. I'm not the best with the drone, Clifton is, but I did what I could. Got some pictures, got a few shots. Probably won't put them in this video. I'll probably have to edit them up and put them in another one. Kind of cool to see the grain cart from above, and you know, the corn going from the grain cart into the gravity box and then going from the gravity box into the auger. And I even got a little video up on top of the bin. My batteries were starting to go dead in the drone, but I got a video down in the hole where the auger is putting it in the bin into the spreader. That was pretty cool. It's been a good day. It really has. Made some progress. So I did confirm that bin, or these two bins that we're filling are 12,000 bushels apiece. So it'd be 24,000 bushels of storage. Well, that's roughly 12 semi-loads per bin. I was thinking they were that. I knew they weren't any less than 10,000, but I wasn't quite sure if they were 12. There's all kinds of measurements you can do to figure it out. There's different charts and stuff. I don't have one. I suppose I could have Googled it and looked it up. It's easier to ask the property owner when he came outside. Need to find a bigger gravity box to use for a hopper. Be nice to find like a nice 500 bushel Brent wagon, or even an underfirst. That'd be cool. But we really don't use gravity box wagons that often. The one we're using is actually one that Dad used to store corn in for his corn burner. Now that we have the seed tender, that's what we use to store the corn in for the corn burner. Alright, we'll finish getting this hopper filled up, and then we're going to probably call it a night. Well, there we go. It's going to be the last dump for the night. We're going to finish putting this in the bin. So hopefully everybody enjoyed this episode. First episode of ever putting grain in a bin on YouTube. Well, for my channel anyways. I'm sure there's plenty of channels that show putting grain in a bin. But it's the first one for this channel. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it. We really had a good day today. We got a lot done. So we, I think we picked about 8 semi-loads this afternoon. So we did real good. So it's a good place to leave off on this video. I'm going to go home and get something to eat and get some sleep, and we'll start all over again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll patch up that other bin and get it ready to fill while we're waiting on the frost, because I can guarantee it's going to frost again tonight, because I can already feel it. So that give us time to patch that bin in the morning, and then by the time afternoon comes, things dry off, we'll get picking again. We'll finish filling this one up, and then maybe end up moving the auger over to the next bin, and then we'll see where that gets us tomorrow. So anyways, thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. See you all in the next one.